Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear viewers, really this is a clarification video. Clarification for something that one of the Shii propagandist channels have actually put out. And the channel actually put out a video which was very, I would say very unfortunately misrepresentative of a particular individual who's actually sitting on my right today. What we're going to do with you guys is we're going to actually watch what they've broadcast, and we're going to comment on it, and then obviously we're going to have a little bit more discussion after that. So let's just get straight into it and watch the video. Yeah. So this is their video. I just want to pause it here for a second because it says here a group of Salafis barge in and interrupt the discussion. Yeah. Before we begin, who actually barged in? There were two individuals who are one black guy and one kind of mixed race looking guy. Yeah. Those two individuals who came in weren't wearing a badge that said on it Salafi. No. So how is it the case that they've assumed that these people were Salafi, or that they were Deobandi or any other sect?
This is the thing that the deception of this channel that goes by the name of Rafda.org is that they put these labels and tags on us where we necessarily haven't named ourselves that. Although we have no issue with the name Salafi, but is this what we go around calling ourselves? We call ourselves Muslims, Sunni Muslims. So the fact that they go around and putting these tags on people shows the level of integrity and honesty that I have.
Yeah, I mean the point being is that the people that came in, they don't know who they are. We've never seen them before, and so for them to describe them as Salafis would suggest that they have understanding of what their Aqidah is, what their creed is. How would they know who they are?
Yeah.
There were two black people that came in who I personally have never seen before. So let's continue watching what's happening.
Who's this person? Okay, but
Read the Shii about it. Which one is the Shii?
You guys alright? Are you guys with us? Yes. Okay, the finger's here. No, the finger's here, bro. The finger's here.
Are you the Shii? Which one is the Shii?
I am a Shia.
Yeah. Well, you look so bad.
No, hold on. Here it's really important too, because what we can see is my reaction, but we can't see actually what's going on.
Yeah.
So what is going on is that these individuals, basically there was an arrangement. The organizers told us, the Shia told us that basically you can only bring 5 people. Yeah. So we respected that. So when these guys were coming in, they were saying, "Who's the Shia? Who's the Shia?" Now, as you can see on the right side of the screen, or maybe it's the left side, depending on how you're looking at the screen, there's glass outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that there were people in the audience, people like Ali Dawa, people like Amran ibn Mansour.
So people took photos of.
They were taking pictures. Yeah. So it
was visible.
It was very visible. People knew that there was something going on.
Yeah.
You guys were outside. Obviously, like there's lots of people that maybe been outside. So it was clear that there was a debate going on here. When it was clear to them that it was a Shia Sunni debate, they came in and they wanted to. I thought they wanted to join the audience, and I told them no. I was going to explain to them that they couldn't sit down because there's no space for them.
Yeah.
So I saw that they were becoming physically aggressive. So at that, I decided to defend, even though I'm fundamentally against what these individuals believe in, right? But we have integrity. At the end of the day, we have integrity. We saw that they were about to be physically abused, and none of them were going to stick up for. I mean, to be fair, they had a lot of audience members. None of them were standing up to defend themselves.
Yeah. Here you can see that clearly after these two individuals went into the venue, you immediately go up and you try to stop them. So you're actually sticking up for them and protecting them, which is very odd, to be honest. I mean, you would have thought that they would have kind of defended themselves, but this shows the integrity and of Ahl Sunnah and of you as a person, that you actually got up from your chair and you try to stop the individuals from attacking them.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, I mean, I was quite surprised. I mean, some of my interlocutor there, Ali Husseini, he was sitting down He and I were both shocked, but we both saw that there was a
Yeah.
physical threat. I mean, no doubt these people, these two black individuals, when they came in, one black, one mixed race guy,
Yeah.
who are not basically these people on my right and left, by the way, which is what the video maybe wanted us to believe it was, right?
We're going to comment on that.
Yeah, we're gonna come on that in a
We'll
second.
get on
Two completely people that we'd never seen before.
Yeah.
So we didn't really see a reaction. So we had to protect. We have a duty to protect anyone who's being physically attacked. Let's continue watching.
He said, why these people showing up?
This annoys me. He's told those
This annoys me because he's told those people.
Why are they so
Why are they?
So here, I said to them very clearly, don't worry about them. We'll be with you. That's exactly what I said in this part of the video. So in other words, I don't
You
know.
clearly didn't know them. You clearly didn't know who.
I don't know
were.
who they. I don't know who they are.
And they come into the.
I don't know who they are.
The
So
venue.
I was just trying to honor the fact that okay, we said there's going to be 5 people from our side, and they said there were going to be 5 people from their side. So, for me, I wanted to make sure that promise was honored.
Yeah.
I don't know them. I've never seen them in my life.
I don't think they are with the
They know us. We don't know them. I thought they were with you. I thought they were with you. Okay, further.
طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه لا سيما أبا بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي ومن صار إلى دربهم إلى يوم الدين آمين. Assalamu alaikum, the viewers. I'm going to comment now on a particular part of this video because there is a huge slander against myself. It's not about myself really, the viewers. Most of you don't even know me, and most likely after this video you're not going to know me. I'm not Brother Mohammed Hijab, mashallah, who's the owner of the channel, who's known in da'wah. I do my own da'wah on a low profile, and I'm not a famous person. The reason I'm commenting here really is to show you the deception of these extremists, who the real extremists are. And when I say extremist and when I say deception, that when I say this, and my brothers say, I'm sure they as well, we do not mean all Shias. I myself am an ex-Shia. There's an interview with me and you on your channel.
Yeah.
He is an ex-Shia. There was another ex-Shia brother from Iraq who was supposed to come here, inshallah next time. And so it is not about our, yes, we oppose Shiism, we oppose the belief, we reject the beliefs, but our problem are not the Shia people, let alone all the Shia people.
Yeah, that's right.
Our problem are the extremists, and you're gonna see right now how deceptive they are. Look here, what is written there? What did they wrote? What did they write? A group of 7 uninvited Salafis showed up outside, right? This is the same thing again, putting people into a box. Salafis, scaremongering, evil, Wahhabi, Salafis. Only thing left is for them to write Wahhabi. For whatever reason they don't do it, but still the Salafi label they want to attach to you. Although, in all fairness, and I'm not saying because Mohammed Hijab is my brother in deen and my friend, these people themselves call themselves Rafida, which they think is a very honorable title. To them maybe, to us it means rejectors of the haqq, rejectors of truth, rejectors of Islam. So Mohammed Hijab could have called them in the video title and so on, addressed them as Rafida. But he never did this. He always addressed them as what? Shia. What they normally address them, refer to themselves. So it was expected for them to also address at the very least you as a Muslim Sunni, right? That would be fair. You address them as a Shia and they should address you as a Sunni. But we see that Mohammed Hijab is fair, addresses them as Shias, but they address them constantly, and everybody who's somehow associated to him, Salafist, extremist, propagandist. Here, this would be alone, this would be sufficient for the viewers to understand the games these kind of people are
And
playing,
not that we have any
unfortunately.
problem with the Salaf.
No, we don't have the problem with the
just-
Salaf.
yeah.
We don't have the problem with the term Salafi. It's just the intention they have is clear without us looking into their hearts, which we can't. It is clear. It is a way, everything that has a SD at the end, Salafist, extremist, Scaremongering. Scaremongering.
yes.
Anyway, now to the continue the clip. All right, stop here. Very important. Including Anjem Choudhary's associate and a content producer for Anti-Majus production. Here, the viewers, and I hope your brothers give me 2 minutes, inshallah. I'll try to make it as quick as possible. I will comment on the last word, Anti-Majus Productions. Dear brothers and sisters, some of you might know it, some of you might not know it. Anti-Majus Production is a YouTube channel that mostly, I would say more than 90% of the stuff is translations with comments of Shii 12 speeches by the top scholars, famous preachers, English language, Arabic language, Persian language, even some in Hindi and Punjabi and in Urdu. Shocking, horrendous speeches of kufr and shirk to us, to the Muslims, to the wider audience who watch that channel. Now, it started last November 2016, where this Rafida channel made the first video against myself, and they said Hassan SHEMARI is the owner of Anti-Majus Production. Now, the thing what these people didn't realize, I know it very, very well. They thought that I'm gonna come out and reject everything completely. I've got nothing to do with this, it's not mine. I've given them the shock of their life, because I came out and said it's not my channel, Anti-Majus not mine, may Allah reward them. But it's not my channel. It's there since 2007. It's not my channel. I contribute to the channel, yes.
But Hassan,
I do translations.
They were accusing you of being an associate of Anjem Choudhary.
I come to that, but
Yes.
this must be just clarified,
Yes, yes.
that Anti-Majus Productions,
Yeah.
if I would be the owner, I would be proud and say it out loud.
Yeah.
These people are the last people I would be scared of.
Yeah.
I would say it out loud. This is
Yeah.
my channel. Alhamdulillah, on my mizan of hasanat, inshallah. But it's not. Simply not. It's, if they were smart, they would know even. Anyway, I don't want to go into details, because back then in 2007 the channel had a certain name. You could even tell the where the owner is maybe from, you know. So this is from 2007. The channel is not mine, but yes, I do translations. I work with these brothers. There are other brothers who work with the channel as well, and we don't want to go into now Anti-Majus, talk about Anti-Majus.
Yeah.
I personally have no problem, although I contribute to the channel with translations. I have no problem if people criticize, say it's too harsh, somebody says it's too soft, somebody says you shouldn't use these words. We don't have problems with this. We criticize each other.
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's that these people thought they have something against me. In November 2016, they released my picture in one of their videos with several images from of mine taken from my social media, from my Facebook, without my permission. Yeah, they took it, put my name there. They had to dig so deep to find something, because I believe it hurted them a lot. It hurts them, trust me. It hurts them that I'm not just the ex-Shia, but that I was a practicing religious ex-Shia. It hurts them that the likes of myself are not just Shias by name, born Shia from Iran. There's many, but we are active. We are doing da'wah. We are calling to Islam. We are calling to Tawheed. We are telling people why Shiism is based upon falsehood. The brother does the same, and other ex-Shia brothers do the same. I think this is what really hurts them, and this is why they did the video, made the video in 2016 November, using my pictures. And by the way, I received numerous death threats from their associates. Based on the first video they made, I received death threats. Maybe we can put it on under the video, even some images. I still have them from associates, people with their face, people who celebrate the death of al-Mu'mineen Aisha radhiyallahu anha in the mosque, Yasir Habib's mosque, and who sent me death threats numerous times. So this was last year. So now this year, the reason, brother, and this is very important for the viewers to understand. So you see, this deception was that these two brothers who interrupted there, they made the clip as if it was me and him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although it wasn't me and him.
It wasn't him and you.
It wasn't me and him. It is true that me and him, we came to the debate, as you told us that they never told you that this is a secret, or you're not allowed to tell me or anybody where the debate is.
No. In the first instance,
Right.
I told you guys, I
Yeah.
told you and Abdul Hamid and others to come down, and this was
Yeah.
because they didn't tell me to keep it private.
Yeah.
They never told me to keep it.
No.
I was actually planning on making it a live feed
Yeah.
and telling everyone where the location was.
Yeah.
But they denied that. They said we don't want it to be live, so we respected that.
Yeah.
So
All right. All right, now we have to go a little bit back. Yeah. So look here. By the way, they think they have my real name. They still don't know my real name. So, brothers, to continue where I stopped. Remember, I told you that it started last November when they made the first video against me, when they found out when they mistakenly thought that I'm the owner of Anti-Majus. Then they thought that I'm going to reject it, deny it, and then they were shocked because I came out and said, Alhamdulillah, I do contribute to Anti-Majus, so what? I do translations, so is it a crime? Last time I checked, it's no crime. You can disagree with the channel, you can have an opinion, but it's not a crime, so what? So then, shush, they had nothing to say. Because they thought that I'm going to deny, and when I deny, they bring up more evidence, and now I'm going to be embarrassed. Nothing of that sort happened. So, obviously they were sour. These people, they wanted some sort of revenge. The reason I came there, and this is important for the viewers to understand, why did I came there in the first place? I thought that me and him were not invited. I came there not with the intention to disturb the debate. It wasn't me who came into the room, was it?
No.
I did not came to disturb their debate. True, me and him arrived there, and my brother, he wanted to go inside. I stopped him. I said, stop, SHEMARI, don't go. They said to us, me and you are not allowed to come in. Then the respected brothers told us that it didn't even started yet, the debate. You can sit down. Then we went and sit down. Then they told us, get out, and it got heated. We left. By the way, there was this one guy, and I'm going to talk about him later. There was one Kuwaiti guy with a shimar, with a Arabic scarf. He actually threatened us in Arabic. He said to Sheikh Mohammed, one Sheikh who was with Mohammed Hijab, he said in Arabic to him, tell these people to get out or stop, or I'm going to stomp with my feet on their face. Look, he said it. And then Sheikh Mohammed said to him in Arabic, replied to him, he said, listen, we're going to see who's going to stomp on whose feet if I wasn't here. Huh? So you see these people, this
And
guy.
what he meant by that is that those individuals who came in,
He was talking about me. He was talking about me and him.
Okay.
I mean, when me and him came and just sat down quietly, and then they told us to get out, and we were about to get out. He was only upset because the way they said get out. By the way, I hope the viewers are not confusing it. We are not the first people in the clip who came. We were. This is not us. You can tell from our voices, obviously. I'm talking before the debate started. We went inside, sat down, then they told us to get out in a rude way.
Yeah, we came in, and then they told us in a very aggressive, rude manner
In a rude way.
that we need to get out from the venue. And I objected to his way of talking to us because we are adults. End of the day, yeah, we're not. We are. I mean, although we venomously, we disagree with their ideology and their extreme way of thinking and their hatred towards us. Nevertheless, we respect the terms and conditions that were set
And we
prior
left. The
to
point
the
is,
debate.
eventually,
And we left.
the point is, we left eventually. That's it. We sat over an hour outside there, and so yeah. The reason I came to this debate was to confront the whole team with regards to what? With regards of me, since they made that video clip in November 2006, saying that I'm the Anti-Majus owner, and then they changed the title, not owner, contributor. Based on that, I received numerous death threats. My family, there was even some of them childish. Of course, it's all childish, most of them. By the way, there was one guy of them, maybe we put it here with his face even, maybe if I find the picture. He said, this is now over a year ago, almost a year, isn't it? We have got his address now. Apparently they have my address. We have got his address now. I've got numerous criminal records. We're gonna get him now. We are waiting for them, how long? A year. Many of them have my actual address. Over a year I waited for them to come to do what? All you're gonna do, you have my address. Childish things, but as we know, no matter how childish, it's still dangerous, isn't it? If people get death threats, talking about my children, these things are not nice. So here you see, they wrote what? Hassan Abbasi, they still got my name wrong, also known as Ibn Hussein. For people who don't know what is Ibn Hussein, my name is written, Ibn Hussein is a username, my username on many online platforms. It's written with a U. They write it with an O. I don't know, maybe because Ali Hosseini is called Hosseini. They confused it. I don't know. So go a little bit there. Go. The next picture is very important. Aha, this is very important. What is this about?
So here you're showing next to this guy
Yeah, and Anjem Choudhary.
So
Yeah.
what's going on here?
That's very important, this picture. Obviously for them, this is for them probably, there was the climax for them to find something like that. This, in short, 2013, dear brothers and sisters, there was a demonstration, and now listen, against Shia state terrorism. I repeat, a demonstration in London, in the United Kingdom, in front of the Iranian embassy against Shia state terrorism. What do I mean with Shia state terrorism? Well, back then, over a dozen of Iranian Sunni preachers, nothing was proven against them. The usual accusations the Iranian government, the stamp they put on people in Iran, every outspoken Sunni scholar, preacher, Wahhabism, extremism, working for the Zionists, you know, this typical thing they can easily accuse you of and then put you in the cell forever or hang you. So we went there to demonstrate against Shia state terrorism, against the mass execution of over a dozen preachers. So on that day, me and Dr. Mullazadeh, who in the Arab world is known as Sheikh Abu Muntasir Belushi, we went there to demonstrate in front of the Iran embassy. When we arrived there, suddenly Anjem Choudhary and his lot bumped into the demonstration there. We were not aware of them, and now what's my evidence that we were not aware of them, or that I'm not an associate of them? If you show me that again, what did they wrote? Hassan, yeah. In the previous picture they wrote associate of them. The reason is that before this demonstration and after this demonstration, me, myself and Sheikh Al-Muntasir have been never seen with these people, because we are not with these people. We oppose these people. We are not on their aqidah, on their belief. We oppose their extremism, their radical views. We have nothing whatsoever to do with them. And that's why I have to make it clear, I'm not saying this to appease anybody, to be scared of their channel, of anybody who accuses me of anything. If I would be with Fulan, Sheikh, organization that is deemed to be extreme, but not to me, I wouldn't care. I would stand with that organization. I would stand with that brother. I would stand with that Sheikh. So if this Anjem Choudhary, Fulan, Ilan, whoever, was someone I'm associated with, is a friend, I would say it out loud. It wouldn't be what these people would be the last people I would be scared of, honestly. But the thing is, I'm not associated with them.
Have you got the
Yes,
evidence for that?
I've got evidence, and that's very important. Obviously, we have recorded on that day when we came. We have a recording, and inshallah, right now, you will see a 1 minute, but very important, crucial part that these Rafida people who themselves call themselves the Rafida and the deceptive game did not show. And what is that? It is where I, at the demonstration, because I'm confused at the demonstration a bit, isn't it? Imagine you are at the demonstration, suddenly people who you do not agree with suddenly bump into the demonstration, but you're already there, you're already speaking, translating for somebody. So what did I do in that situation? Best thing to do, I said, we are here on our own. We are not affiliated and associated to any group, including anybody who is here.
Well, let's take a look at the video.
Present. Yeah.
And I would like to make clear that we are not belonging to any political group in the UK, even those who are present here. We are here just, he and I as a translator of two Sunni personalities who are taking this case. The whole intention behind this was because demonstrations are not something the Sheikh is used to do. It's not in his agenda to do this normally. The only intention was to take this, put this on air, which we're going to do. They should know, and this will get to a wider audience. We condemn all sorts of terrorism and violence against Shias or Sunnis, doesn't matter. We as Sunni Iranians, we demand our rights, especially from a government which claims to be Islamic, or in fact the only Islamic government in the world. This is how they dream and what they believe.
So this was the video. Everybody has seen it. at the end of the video, there's a text you can see. It's explained. Aslan Sheikh Amuntas Belushi was one of the first Arabic-speaking. He's Iranian, Arabic
So
and
this
Persian
video is
speaking.
conclusive. It shows that
Yes,
these individuals that they completely took things out of context.
completely out of context. They called me an associate of someone, me and you and him and everybody we know consider a Khariji. A Khariji, a deviant, an extremist. No, we don't say this because of them, because they found the picture. By the way, they did not discover anything new. That picture, that video is online since 2013. It's nothing new. It happened that I'm in the proximity of Anjem Choudhary. Anjem Choudhary happened to be, or suddenly come to a demonstration that was only supposed to be me and my sheikh. And then they make, out of this, they do what? Brother, they say associate of Anjem Choudhary. This is slander, brothers.
We have to keep in mind is that these people, these extremists of Rafid.org, for years, or for a long time at least, have been challenging people within Ahl Sunnah for debate. And although within the Arab world it has been done, our scholars have debated them with other Shia scholars, and our scholars have refuted them in the Arabic world. However, in the English language, it has not been done until up to that point. Now, our beloved brother Mohammed Hijab here, when they approached him and they challenged him for debate, myself and many other brothers advised Mohammed not to do it, isn't it, Mohammed? Yeah, at first we advised Mohammed not to do it for the simple reason.
Careful, they're gonna cut it.
Yeah. Now, why is that? Yeah, I was gonna get to that. I was gonna get to that. You see, the general principle of Ahl Sunnah is that we do not give platform to extremists and deviant people unless there is a need, unless a maslaha, unless there's a need. Since these extremists have now come out in the open, made their beliefs open to people, I mean, there's no taqiyya for them, there's no hiding one's belief. They're open about what they believe about the Sahaba.
Can you give us some examples of what kind of why are you calling them extremists?
Right. So
how are they different from mainstream Shias?
Okay. So one thing has to keep in mind is that these people that we call extremists really, by their definition, are mainstream. But the difference is that they don't hide it. They don't believe in what we call taqiyya. They don't believe in, for example, to hide one's belief for Sunnis, like mainstream Shias do.
Because a lot of people, when they saw that debate, they realized that my intonation, my voice was a little bit different. The way I was addressing them was different to how I usually address people.
Yeah.
What do you think the reason is behind that? What do you think they have in terms of belief system that other Shias don't have?
So, brothers and sisters, us Muslims, we love Islam. Islam is our way of life. We love the Prophet ﷺ. We love his wives, may Allah be pleased with them. We love his companions. And when we find people insulting these people whom we love dearly, it hurts us. It hurts us. Although we try to keep it civil, we try to keep it academic at times, we try to keep it respectful, it is virtually sometimes, I would say, impossible to kind of not have some sort of I would say not anger but passion. So I would say that Mohammed Hijab, you handled it very good, considering the type of, we're talking about people who openly slander Mother Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her. Openly slander.
Because some of the things I read is that they were saying that they actually celebrate the death day of Aisha. They don't do it with Fir'aun, they don't do it with the Shaitan.
Not only that, they do it annually.
Yeah.
They do it as for them it's an act of ibadah. Now, can you imagine this? Can you imagine a people who celebrate the death of one of the wives of the Prophet ﷺ, and they view it as an act of ibadah by doing this? Now, how on earth can we just keep a straight face and just sit there and smile and say that's fine? We have to. It's impossible. We're human beings at the end of the day. We're human beings at the end of the day, and
they wouldn't accept that for any of their Ahlul Bayt.
Exactly. And
so for us, we respect the Ahlul Bayt, but we include in that the mothers of the believers. So
exactly.
This is the point.
Exactly. So that was the point I was going to make. Is that we have to keep in mind that these people have challenged Ahlul Sunnah for a long time, and we avoided them. However, now they came to a point where enough was enough. We put, they challenged Mohammed Hijab. At first, we advised him not to do it, but then after a consideration, we spoke and we thought that, you know what, Mohammed is the right person to do it due to his, good manners, due to his overall good knowledge about this issue. So we accepted.
And now I want to show you something which is very important.
Okay.
This is important for you, the viewers. Sunni and Shias alike. It is important for you to understand how these people work, how they think, what is permissible to these people, to what level they can go, including slander, open slander and lies, to defame their enemies. Look at the narration they have. They have an authentic narration in the book. It's authentic, it's authenticated by the muhaddithin like Majlisi and whatnot. I'm not really going to read the sanad, the chain of narration. I'm just going to read the hadith and I'm going to translate it for you. And unfortunately, the hadith is attributed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know, most of the hadith is not attributed to Rasulullah. Of course, they claim whatever is everything the Ma'soom says is what Rasulullah says. But everything what Ma'soom says is Qala Allah. A'udhu billah. We know the Batil Manahij, but this one in particular, they normally don't have many narrations where you hear Qala Rasulullah. That's a Muslim Sunni thing. Well, here in this case they have it. So look. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم إذا رأيتم أهل الريب والبدع من بعدي فاظهروا البراءة منهم واكثروا من سبهم والقول فيهم والوقيعة وباهتوهم كي لا, and so on and so forth. Don't think that I'm going to cut anything. The rest of the narration كي لا يطمعوا في الفساد في الإسلام, and so on. And I'm going to read the whole translation. So it's in Al-Kafi, attributed to our Prophet ﷺ. It's a lie. Our Prophet never said something like this. Even in a fabricated Sunni narration, you're not going to find something as despicable as this, brother. Just listen to this, the viewers. If you see the people of doubt and innovation after me, then disassociate from them openly. طيب. Okay. And increase in insulting them. Subhanallah. Look what they attribute to the Prophet ﷺ. And increase in insulting him. وَأَكْثِرُوا فِي سَبِّهِمْ. And increase in insulting them. Attributing to the Prophet ﷺ that the Prophet said, if you see people of bid'ah, bid'ah is not good, well, go around and insult them. Increase in insulting them. And speaking negatively about them. And now comes the shocker. I'm telling you and I repeat. In a fabricated Sunni narration attributed to the Prophet, you won't find something like this in our books. Fabricated even. And speaking negatively about them and slandering them and accusing them. I repeat, and slandering them and accusing them. And in Arabic, وَالْقَوْلَ فِيهِمْ وَالْوَقِيعَةَ وَبَاهِتُوهُمْ. Now, I know the excuses, brother. They try to, you see, they dig so deep when they made the first video against me. I have a TV, I used to have a TV show on a Sunni Persian TV channel from 2011 till 14. There's so much material. All they could find, they found a little piece in my interview with you where I said, Shias must pray on something that is from soil. From soil only? Look, so-called ex-preacher. They tried to portray me as an ignorant. Whereas what I said is general, and it's correct. Shi'is are only allowed to pray something that originates from soil. They know very well I know the hukum. They know very well that I know that as a Shi'i you are even allowed to pray on a piece of paper. You've probably seen it in universities, they do it. Why? Because paper originates from wood originates from soil and so on. They know I know the hukum. These are just games they play. But in order for them not to say, oh look, they play with our narrations, because there's Mr. what is his name, Sayyid Ali Husseini, he said it in the lecture that in one of his lectures, I don't know, against you, against anti-Majus, these people, we understand our narrations, we're gonna interpret it our narrations, you don't need to interpret our narrations. No problem. I'm gonna show you now the interpretation of the scholars. Look what the scholars say about this narration. The Shaykh al-Islam of Shiism, Majlisi, Muhammad Baqir al-Majlisi, the palace scholar of the Safawis in the 16th century, He's also referred to as Khatimul Muhaddithin. Khatimul Muhaddithin, the seal of the Muhaddithin. And the Shaykh al-Islam believed in Tahrif al-Quran. Did you prove that in the debate? I think you did. You mentioned it. Yeah. Look, mashallah, what a religion. The Shaykh al-Islam and Khatimul Muhaddithin believes in Tahrif. Salawat, what a religion. So let's see what the scholars say. Yeah, let's see what the scholars say. Here is a comment from Al-Majlisi, Khatimul Muhaddithin. So it's not, I'm not speaking. Look what it's like me bringing you now Fath al-Bari. Fath al-Bari is a sharh for As-Sahih, for our Sahih book, one of the shuruh. So I'm bringing you now the sharh, the explanation of the scholar for the narration, from the Shii narration from Al-Kafi, so that nobody says, oh, this person interprets the hadith as he likes. Now look what it says. I'm going to read only the translation because the Arabic, we don't want to waste time. The translation, comment of Mohammed Baqir al-Majlisi on this narration, one of the top scholars. And what is evident is that what is meant by mubahita is to bind them with irrefutable proofs, arguments, and cause them to remain confused and perplexed, hesitant to produce a reply, as Allah the Elevated has said, so the disbelievers was confounded. And it is possible to interpret it as false accusation. You understand, brothers and viewers? Okay. Their scholars did try to water it down because it's shocking, the narration. The narration attributed to our Rasul says, slander, insult your opponents, any opponent, especially our Sunnis, and lie upon them, slander them, backbite them, make up lies against them, as they did with me. Didn't they do that? They call me an associate of Anjem Choudhary, whereas I openly say Anjem Choudhary is a shaitan, khariji, deviant, radical. With no fear, I said it. Nobody I want to please. Their own scholar tried to water it down by saying bahituhu means here to compel them, to pressure them with irrefutable evidence. However, even this very scholar who tried to water down the narration, he can't but admit that what? It is possible to interpret it as false accusation for a common benefit. For a common benefit, mashallah. So they are allowed to slander, like they did against me, for a common benefit. For a common benefit, for a lot of defective evils are deemed by the masses to be good, especially in regards to false beliefs, but the former is more evident, and so on. Just quickly, I'm going to mention a few more scholars of them, Ayatollah Ansari and Ayatollah Rouhani, both based in Qom, and Ayatollah Rouhani, as far as I know, still alive. He says the words bahituhum, slander them in the narration, bahituhum kay la yatma'u, in the hadith means accusing them, i.e. the opponents of the Shia, any Brilwi, Deobandi, any, my brother, Deobandi brothers, Deobandi, Salafi, anybody who is an opponent of the Shia, they are allowed to accuse you of things. This is what Ayatollah Rouhani says, and Ansari. They are allowed to accuse you of things and assuming that they have ill intentions, which is prohibited in the case of dealing with a believer. It's only haram when they deal with Shias. So one cannot say about the believer things like he might be a disbeliever or a fornicator. And it could be left to its appearance, and therefore it would be permissible to lie upon the Shia opponent for a certain benefit. Kitab al-Maqasid by Ayatollah Ansari and Kitab Minhaj al-Fuqaha, I think Minhaj al-Fuqaha is by Rouhani. Last quote I'm going to bring for Ayatollah Khoui is the last. This is the teacher of Ayatollah Sistani. Look what he says. A'udhu billah.
He's the same one who they put a video on saying let's take the grave.
No. That was Ayatollah Wahid Khurasani. Ayatollah Khoui, Abul Qasim Khoui, was the top muhaddith in the 20th century. I think he died in the late 90s. We have the Khoui Center in London, Khoui Center in New York. Everywhere there's one Khoui Center. Yeah. So that is the teacher of Sistani. Yeah. And it's one of the top muhaddithin. Look what he says. It's straight from his website. He says, the translation, Su'ila, look, hal yajuz al-kidhwa ala mubtada', and so on. Translation, is it permissible to lie upon the innovator, the non-Shi'i, who spreads misguidance when raising proofs against him, if the lie refutes his proof and nullifies his claims of falsehood? MashaAllah, if the lie is in our service, can we lie, they ask. Now look at the answer of this miracle of Allah, as they call the Ayatollah, signs of Allah. It's the translation of Ayatollah, isn't it? If the reply, i.e. the lie, to him makes him stop his falsehood, it is permissible. MashaAllah. Source Al-Khou'i in his Sirat al-Nijah is a compilation of his fatwa.
know
Sorry,
what-
brother. It's the last one. It's really the last
go
one.
ahead.
Another fatwa from Khou'i. Khou'i says, I say a number of narrations have indicated the permissibility of abusing the innovator, non-Shia, in the religion, and the wajibness, it is obligatory, of disassociating from him and falsely accusing him. But what is evident is that there is no reason to separate this category under its own heading and so on. So brother, I just provided the hadith from the book. It is authentic from the book.
And this
The
goes
hadith
against-
says you are allowed to lie, brother. lie.
yeah.
The hadith. By the way, they could bring stuff saying you have some statements from the Salaf that the Salaf used to backbite Ahl Bidah, stuff like that. There are some statements. The Salaf are not our Rasul, they are not Ma'sumin. Of course, the Salaf were the best generation, but we do not have anything in our Turath, in our heritage, Ahl Sunnah wa Jama'ah. In fact, I don't even believe that Qadianis or any sect has something like this, where you are encouraged to lie upon your opponent, to slander your opponent. So again, brothers, I let
mean,
you
not-
guys
not-
talk.
not least.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
let you guys talk. I just want to say one last thing, an
Yes,
important
yes.
thing.
Yeah.
The very reason I made this was because of that. Was because of this narration. Not to defend myself, brothers, because I am not famous. You have way much more to risk than I have, right? Not much more. I'm not famous. I do my da'wah mostly in the background. Huh? I don't have a personal YouTube channel. I'm not a high profile person. I'm not here to defend myself primarily. Of course, it's a good, and I thank you, barakallahu feek. It's a good opportunity for me to set things right. Some brothers ask
Yeah.
me, you with Choudhary? No, things are clear. I took this chance to show to you, brothers and sisters, look how dangerous this extremist sect is. Look how dangerous it is. This is the very definition of extremism. This is the definition of extremism, where they take pictures from your social profile, where they take a picture of mine next to where I happened to stand next to Anjem Choudhary 2013, where he bumped into a demonstration, calling me an associate. That's slander. That's slander. But now you know why they do that, because that's worship to them. That's halal to them.
Yeah.
That's allowed to them.
And
That's
you know,
important for
and
you to
know what's
understand.
unfortunately, this just goes against all the Quranic verses. وَلَا يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ شَنَآنُ قَوْمٍ عَلَىٰ أَن تَعْدِلُوا اعْدِلُوا هُوَ أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَى. That you don't let the shana'an, the oppression of a qawm, of a people, stop you from being God conscious, or from being being just. اعْدِلُوا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, be just, and this is closer to being God conscious. So guys, make sure to subscribe to the page, inshallah, and to watch debate number 1 and number 2. I'll put the links in the description box. Also make sure to visit our partners' websites, more specifically 12shia.net
And shiascans.com.
and shiascans.com.
Shiascans.com.
I'll put them both in the description box. 12 I know about 12 Shia, so let me
Shiascans is from the
same people.
associated.
Okay, good. I mean, I know I'm very much in contact with the people in 12shia.net, and I know them personally, and their content is by far the best
No doubt.
in English.
No doubt.
And in fact, it's actually it could even be compared to some of the stuff that's available in Arabic. So it's a very, 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 very good resource for academic, polemical type papers against 12 Shia, for anyone who wants to learn about Shiism from obviously an academic perspective. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.